guys, welcome back. So today I want to show you how to fully disassemble the Tavor rifle. I've seen some discussions online where people are talking about disassembly of the rifle. They seem to think that it's a complex thing to accomplish, and it's really not. I'm not an armorer, I'm not a gunsmith. I'm probably the least mechanically inclined person I know, and my cameraman Aaron will tell you that. So it's not like it's a super tough thing to accomplish, because I've been able to do it myself. Now, when I first got the rifle, I did download the armorer's manual. It's available online, and that's for the full automatic select fire Tavor rifle, the military version. I did kind of glance through that to get an idea of what was involved with taking the rifle apart, but the first time I did it, I didn't have the manual with me. I didn't have it open. I just did it based upon what I'd seen in the manual and just basically working through it on my own, which is how I prefer to do things. And so I found that the rifle is really surprisingly simple to take apart. But to accomplish that, you're going to need a few tools. You're going to need some Allen wrenches, a Phillips head screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, maybe, a small punch, and the only tool that you'll need to purchase or make is a 10mm Allen head wrench that's flatted on one side. This is a barrel wrench. This is available from IWI. If you don't want to buy one, you can just make one yourself if you're handy in that way. I'm not, so I bought mine. So anyway, let's take a closer look at how to fully disassemble the Tavor rifle. The first thing you'll want to do is make sure that the rifle's clear. I have no magazine in the rifle, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the bolt to the rear, look inside the chamber, and make sure that the weapon's clear. So it's safe. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take off my front handguard. There's two Phillips head screwdrivers or Phillips head screws, I should say, on either side of the handguard. Just unscrew those. You'll probably want to use a little bit of Loctite when you put this back together, just to keep things snug. Now, once you have those two screws out, just pull down on the front handguard, and it'll pull away. Next, I'm going to take off the top rail. I'm just going to use this little Allen head wrench to do that. There's two bolts on the top here that hold that in place. Unscrew those. Underneath the bolts, there's a small washer. You want to make sure that you don't lose those. There we go. Once you have those loose, I just leave the bolts in there and lift that top rail up and off the rifle. Now, the next thing you'll want to do is there's a quick detach mount here that you'll want to take off. That's holding this front assembly on the rifle with the charging handle. To accomplish that, you'll take your small punch. There's a small cotter pin here. You'll want to lift up on that. Keep track of it there. Be careful, because it will go flying. And once you take that little pin out, you'll be able to turn this plastic piece here on the end. Now, there's a pin inside there that's not flatted or anything, that's threaded that this is on. And you may actually find that you'll have to apply a little bit of pressure on it to hold it in place while you turn this. Otherwise, you'll just sit there and spin the screw. All right. Just about have it out. There you go. That little piece. Now you can push the pin out that's threaded. And this is where you're going to need the flathead screwdriver. This socket for the QD mount, actually I was able just to pry it out with my fingernails. Okay? Now with that removed, you're able to slide this front assembly with the charging handle off the gun. Just push forward on it. It's on rails. Actually, you know what? First, let me do this. I should start off by taking the bolt and carrier group out of the rifle. I'm going to do that here really quick. Pop that pin out. Take your bolt and carrier group out. I'll make this a lot easier. I'm going to go ahead and hinge that closed and push the pin back in just so it doesn't flop around. And now I can push the charging handle to the rear, and I can push forward on this. Now, if you've changed your muzzle device, you have something bigger, you may have a problem getting this off. You'll push this all the way forward. It's riding on rails here. You can pry this front polymer piece out. So I'm going to kind of spread those polymer pieces out, push forward and up, and kind of wiggle. So to clear the muzzle device, and now you have that front assembly with your charging handle attached. You can reverse this just by popping these two screws out, put this rail system over here, pull this out, put it on the other side, and you've reversed your charging handle for the rifle. Okay, so this is where you need to remove the barrel. Now on this side of the rifle, there's a little lock system, and your punch will fit in here. When you stick the punch in there, you kind of rotate it back. Let me see here. I'm going to turn it here. I have it pretty snug. You'll see that lift up. See what I'm doing? I just had that punch there. I'm lifting that little lock up. You're going to want to hold up on that while you put the key in this side of the rifle right here and turn it. So I'll put the punch in, lift up on it, rotate that lock out of the way, hold up on it like that, take this key, put it inside here. It's going to take a little bit of force. And once it gets started turning, you don't have to use the punch anymore. You rotate it all the way around. You're doing this in the clockwise position. And once you get it to the right point, the barrel should just slide right out of the rifle. There we go. Just push it forward and it'll slide right out. So now you have your barrel and your gas block assembly right here. Okay? That's where your gas piston and everything rides on the gun, just like that. Inside here, you have your gas tube. You can just push forward on this and lift up on it, and it'll come right out of the rifle. This is a little polymer piece, has a metal sleeve inside of it. On the front, there's like this little debris shield. You can reverse this by turning it this way for left hand charging operation. I want to reverse that if you put a left hand bolt in the rifle or change the orientation of the charging handle. So that's it, guys. That's all that's required to fully strip the rifle. Now I did take the bolt and carry group out. I can also take the trigger pack out just by popping these two pins out. This is your trigger pack. Just going to rotate it out over like that. It'll just drop out in my hand. The other thing that you can do, some folks don't know about, is this bolt stop. You can push down on it, and this is a little bit of a bear to get back in once you do this, but you push down on it and it comes out, there we go, like that. Okay, and that's your bolt stop right there. Putting that back together, it's spring loaded, will cause you to cuss a little bit, but it just rides on slots in there. It's real simple. So that's it. That's fully stripped down. To change calibers, this is what you would do. You'd pop this barrel out, put it back in. To reassemble the rifle, you just reverse the process. It's not difficult whatsoever. Takes a little bit of practice, but if you take the rifle out, you get it muddy, you get it dirty, you want to get inside here and clean this out. You can see your trigger in here, you can see your trigger bar, and you can see right down through the action. So if you guys have any questions about how to field strip completely, or I shouldn't say field strip, this is beyond field stripping, but completely strip your Tavor rifle, you can ask those questions on our Facebook page. You can find us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/military arms. Also, please swing by and check out the bang switch. I'll put a link in the description below. Thanks for watching, everybody. Talk to you guys soon.